going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Dueling podcast. God damn, I can't.
Twice in the same day. How? How do you fuck it up that bad?
I don't know. Curb sounds like it's supposed to come out today. I don't know. Welcome back to the Dueling podcast. Today we're coming at World's End, and we're at our wit's end. At least I put Geek at his wit's end. Every day. He agreed to do this.
This is a bad week to have to deal with you multiple extra times.
You're the one who said, yeah, let's do it.
Because we're trying to get ahead.
Like Davy Jones' head where it's big and bulbous and you really trying to poke it.
Man, why do you want to poke everything that's bulbous? I feel like we're finding something out about Grace and I didn't want to know.
This is what, like, I don't know. It feels weird. I don't know. I don't know, man.
It would feel weird is...
I'm covering the Afterlife, Singapore, and hurricane. Is that a hurricane? It's not really a hurricane. It's
a maelstrom.
Is that what it's actually called?
I think so.
I would call it a whirlpool.
Why would the words they used in the movie not be the real word?
Maelstrom could mean something else. I don't know. Like they could be the same. It's like a storm.
What do you know? Name one thing you know.
I don't know what maelstrom means.
Shocker. You don't know what
powerful whirlpool in the sea.
Oh.
That's literally what it means.
So, shocker. Grayson doesn't know nothing, never.
I don't know the word maelstrom, like, off the top of my head, no.
Bro doesn't believe in maelstroms.
Yeah. I haven't seen one in person. It's not real.
I wish that's how it worked. Actually, maybe I don't. I was gonna say because then you wouldn't be real. But then this is just a conversation that happens in my head, and that's even worse.
Then you're like Jack Sparrow in the afterlife.
Yeah, but you being the voice in my head would be the worst.
I think the worst is having multiple Jack Sparrows on my screen that don't. I really did not like the multiple Jack Sparrows.
Why?
It
was funny.
It's good, but like
he shot himself for a peanut. That's good stuff. That's good comedy right there.
Like it's good for a tidbit, but like after
it was
he
like
gets off the
4
island,
minutes.
Then he comes back around like 2 hours later and he's
for
like
30 seconds.
Yeah, that's why it's annoying, you know.
Oh my god!
If you're gonna keep the bit up, keep the bit up.
I'm gonna kill you.
I just feel like it was to give Johnny Depp more screen time. But Geek, you said you think this is the best of the trilogy.
I had the most fun with this one, yeah.
I did not.
It felt like stuff was happening all the time.
This felt like 3 hours to me.
And I'm sorry. The memorable scenes. How do you not remember the maelstrom scene?
Okay. I watched this when it first came out, maybe like a year later. I don't know. Because I didn't remember not watching in theaters. I remember watching it on DVD. Or the DVD my father had, which may not have been a DVD. We won't talk about that. And then I never watched it again. Don't know why. So probably 2008.
3 hours.
Probably. So yeah, I don't remember a lot of this. I don't remember that the Kraken dies in this.
Well, it doesn't. It dies off screen for some reason.
Yeah, but we find out it's dead. After Johnny blew it up.
What?
An explosion, that's why it's like all hurt and then dies off screen.
No. They straight up tell you in the movie that it didn't die because of that. They tell you Beckett made Davy Jones kill the Kraken. He literally says, that's why I made you get rid of that beast. Holy shit. How stupid can you be?
That line entirely. Probably because I was like making food. That's what I do when I watch movies and make food. I'm sorry, I get hungry.
Apparently, I can't trust you to do that. If you're not entirely focused on the movie, you're too fucking stupid to remember the movie.
No. I'm sorry. I missed one line of dialogue
And
that was
multiple
actually
lines in the
important.
last movie that were actually important.
No,
Every
I just didn't
flaw,
remember
here's
them.
the thing. Every flaw you've ever pointed out on this show about a movie has been because you just weren't paying attention.
False. False. Got one right here for you. New Moon with the emotional and the future seeing with Bella's shield powers. I called that out. You didn't even call it out. I said that was a problem. And you said, yeah, that's a problem.
I'm going to just assume there was a line of dialogue that we missed that would have fixed it.
But you also missed it.
Sure.
You also missed it.
I'm not claiming to be perfect. I'm just saying you've never had a valid complaint that didn't come from you missing something. And I refuse to accept that one.
I'm going to complain about you now. Because you missed that line of dialogue that you should have saw that I didn't see either.
We don't even know if that exists. I'm just talking shit.
It probably doesn't.
It probably doesn't. True.
Yeah, no, so we're at World's End in Singapore, apparently.
Well, yeah, so it starts in Singapore with another pirate. What were they called? The pirate fuck. The 9 guys who each held one of the 9 pieces. Pirate lords. Yes, thank you. Couldn't come. You don't get to say that like I'm an idiot when I asked you and you said, fuck off.
No, I'm saying pirate lords. Like,
And
yeah. I'm trying to have you continue your sentence, and you're now stopping your sentence to berate me for
because you're
me
being a douchebag.
I'm trying to tell you to continue your fucking sentence by giving you the answer you were looking for. God damn it, bro.
But damn it, now I forgot what I was doing.
We start in Singapore with the pirate lords.
Oh yeah, the pirate lords. Because we get kind of an explanation about the pirate lords, kind of. And that there's this whole pirate tribunal that votes on things. They have to vote on things, and they have to rescue Jack because he's one of the pirate lords and he didn't name a successor. And that means there aren't 9 pirate lords, and I guess we learn why. He didn't give one of the 9 pieces of 8. By the way, most annoying fucking name for anything ever. 9 pieces of 8. What the fuck does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
I don't know why you're talking to Kobe Bryant. He's.
Do you not know that ad?
No, I know the ad. It doesn't make sense in this context.
Well, it does.
I don't know. I don't know what it means. They don't know what it means. They literally say, we used to have silver. Now we just have random shit that we use as the.
Well, no, they said not that they used to. It's that this is what they use just because that's what we had at the time. And that's. I think that's so funny. The 9 pieces of 8. I figured that would just. But no, they didn't say that's what we had. They say that's what they had at the time. Because each of those trinkets is just what was passed down from the original pirate lords. Because apparently all of the original pirate lords were just broke.
Yeah. Wouldn't you be?
We find out that Jack has a brother.
That was his uncle.
No.
Okay. It might be Johnny Depp's actual uncle though.
Might be. But like
that's my
because he calls him brother and then he asks how their mom is and he pulls out the little shrunken head. Yeah. And then Jack does she looks great and then runs off.
There's rock crabs in Davy Jones's locker.
Yeah.
Those were weird.
They carried a ship.
They did.
A long way.
Yeah. I mean,
so the entire trip of them going back to get Jack is interesting, and I kind of love it. I don't know.
That there's an edge to the earth?
I don't think that there actually is. It's very weird how that's laid out. But also, I mean, at this time in the world, they did believe that there was an edge to the earth, so that tracks.
No, No, that's wrong.
Literally, read anything about pirates. They all believe that.
The pirates made it believe there was an edge to the world, but the consensus
I don't care.
in the world was
I
that
don't
the
think
world was round.
the consensus among scientists and the consensus of the world are not the same thing.
No, like the king told Christopher Columbus in 1492, which this takes place way afterwards, that the world was round. He's like, no, it's flat.
Yeah, if a king tells me anything, I'm going to think
I'm
the
saying
opposite.
it's not just scientists; it's actual like people.
The king is not an actual person.
I'm saying it's just currently
No,
known.
the only actual person that you've referenced thought that the world was flat. Actually, a king is not a person. I don't
know his
accept
fucking name. I don't remember what his name is, bro. You want me to know where the king
even
is?
if you know his name, being a king means you're not a person. You've decided that by making yourself a king.
So Elizabeth's no longer a person
Nope.
because she's the pirate king. Which awesome that they keep the line king instead of queen and changing it. I fuck with that so heavy.
I also love that nobody cares that she's becoming the pirate king, because I feel like that would have been like, if we're talking about if this were real, I feel like there would have been a hang up that she was going to be anything.
I don't think so. I think pirate life, well, it was
no, literally
horrible.
The entire thing of the pirates has been saying, if a woman is on a ship, it's bad luck and the ship sinks. So I do think they had problems with women.
I meant in real life that there was women pirates like all the time.
I think there was like one.
There might have been. I don't know much about pirate history. I'm like, this is what I'm saying. The runabout. There might have been. There may have been. This is why I'm using the word may. Might. Could have.
What year do you think it is?
I don't know, but if this movie was made nowadays, people would be like, "This is a DEI type thing."
DEI king.
They would have been pissed that Elizabeth was the pirate king, even though it gets introduced in this movie.
I feel like the same people probably were pissed back then. The issue is they didn't know how to use the internet yet.
Fair. Can we go back to those days where they don't have access to the internet?
True. But yeah, we meet Jack's brother. We meet a bunch of other pirate lords. We see Will make a deal with a pirate lord who Will gives the idea to betray them and make a deal with Beckett, and then Will gets surprised later when that guy betrayed them and made a deal with Beck. Like, dude, you told him to make that deal.
Yeah.
He might not have been smart enough to come up with that one on his own. You did that. You caused this.
You're the problem.
You suck.
No, that's not what I said.
Interesting. Sorry.
No,
I'm
I do think
actively uploading the last episode.
I do think the idea of them sailing into the afterlife, into Davy Jones' locker, is quite fucking dope. Kika's reading.
I'm fine. What's up? Well, yes, sailing into the afterlife. I also liked the, I don't know, the visual of it going from the Earth to when they're sailing, it looking like they're just sailing through space.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is, I don't even think you could see ripples in water. It just looked like they were sailing in space.
Yeah.
And then they fall off the edge, which that's where it gets weird. But also, it just reminded me of Asgard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the idea of them sailing off the edge of the Earth is only in that time where you have that green light that pops up with the sunset. So, but I also love that Barbossa is like super gun heavy on like just jumping off the Earth, and everyone's like, "You're a fucking maniac. Let's turn this shit around." And Barbossa's like, "Let's fucking go!"
It's bugging me. They all knew that the plan was to sail off the edge of the Earth. Like, we're sailing over the world's end. It literally says, Will reads the map that says off the edge or over the edge and then over again. And then Barbosa goes, yes. Did Will just forget that? Like,
what? I think they were thinking that was like a metaphor of like, you go over it and then you find your way in there. No, like he was Barbosa like, yeah, you actually go
we're
off
going
the edge
over.
of the earth.
It's
bro,
like,
bro is so happy to be like jumping off there.
that's cool. I mean, you get to be one of what, like 8 people ever who've done it? Like, let's go.
Well, you have the crew, and that's more than 8 people, so.
Well, and they all are dead by the end of this movie, so I stand by what I said.
No, not all of them.
You're right. Will and Elizabeth and Barbosa are alive.
And the 2 dumb fucks.
Yeah. I love Jack not realizing that they're real. I think that's funny. Even though it makes no sense.
I love the moment he sees Elizabeth. He's like, oh, this is real. I would never imagine her being here. I don't want to see her.
Valid, though. She killed him. I also love that 4 of you have tried to kill me, and 1 of you succeeded. And then Will's face of, what the fuck?
I love them having no communications in the last 3 months or however long it's been since.
Oh, they make it a point where she doesn't want to talk to him for whatever reason. Like, they make it very clear he's trying to talk, and she's just not into it.
Hey, geek.
And then she's mad that he doesn't talk to him. Her.
If you're in a relationship with Keira Knightley, would you not just be like, okay, whatever you say?
No. That's not how relationships work.
Well, she's fake Padme. Okay, fuck off.
Yeah, and you could use that in an argument. I'm gonna go find real Padme, bitch. Slam the door.
Crazy.
Hey, man. She's the one who's being uncommunicative.
I mean, she did just kill someone that like they both trusted, and
I thought they didn't trust him. What changed?
I said they didn't trust him.
And just now you said she killed someone they both trusted.
And I'm saying that because this is the consensus that we reached. Okay. Now, okay, move on. She's upset about it. She doesn't want to talk about it, so they just haven't talked about it.
They haven't talked about anything is the problem. But she never did. I don't actually think she likes Will.
I think she really likes Will at the end of this movie.
I don't. She has to hate him because she's never going to see him again.
She literally takes his heart.
Choosing to marry a man that you're only going to see 4 times in the rest of your life at best is insane. She didn't
know that was going to happen.
Yeah, but you could, like, get a divorce. Barbosa can do marriages, he can do divorces, all right?
Technically they're not legally married, so.
No, yeah, it's legally married.
No, because they have like a license and, you know.
Yeah, that wasn't a thing then.
It most definitely was.
No.
Marriage license. When did marriage licenses start existing? Let's see. Let's Google this.
Don't trust the Google AI answer.
I'm not going to. When did marriage licenses start? In 1639.
Yeah, this movie is like 1602.
When does At-World?
Apparently that was in Massachusetts, so the U.S. doesn't count.
This was 1733.
Disagree.
Deadman's Chest and At-World's End. 1733 to 1734, Deadman's Chest and At-World's End occur. There's a year and a few months between Curse and World's End. The fuck is Curse? Oh, Curse of the Black Pearl.
Jesus Christ.
Well, they didn't mention Curse of the Black Pearl before that, so fuck off.
I don't know.
Geek, you said this was memorable, and this is the best point of the trilogy.
Yeah, because it is. I don't know. Apparently you hate Beckett existing, even though It's very important because Norrington is supposed to be a whole different character. You just wish that
Now he is.
he was in the last movie too. You're just dumb.
Yeah. I don't know. I think lesser of Beck. I think he's like I'm not scared by him. I'm not intimidated by him.
You
Like,
were intimidated
Norrington,
by Norrington?
in an incompetent type of way, intimidation.
That
Like
makes
he's gonna
no
end up
sense.
like Norrington had this like built up respect and like honor to him where it's like that's a
No,
little intimidating. He just didn't know how to properly get through things.
no,
Uh
he didn't though.
yeah. Yeah.
He was never. There was nothing he did to build up respect, and that I think is part of why they brought in Beckett is because he's the guy with like built-in bullshittery. Because we're bringing in somebody who's better than you at everything. Here
But
you
he's
go.
never interesting.
Well, neither are you, but here we are.
But Norrington's interesting.
Not really.
He's got layers. He's incompetent, and he thinks that the woman that he's in love with loves him back when she obviously doesn't. It's it's giving
No,
I have a big truck and I need to compensate for it.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. The early part of this movie. First of all, I think it's funny when they go into the Singapore pirate place and Elizabeth just has an entire armory strapped to her. That's really funny. I
think there's just a lot of a build up of her character though, because she goes from this governor's daughter to like literally a armory of a person.
I still don't entirely understand where the really big gun came from. Because she like reaches into her pants for it, but like it's too long to have been along her. Right, but like leans back and down, obviously. But like the gun is too long to have been on her leg because she wouldn't be able to walk. So I don't.
I think the joke is that it's not supposed to be physically possible for her to carry it.
Yeah,
anywhere
I
near
know,
there,
but
or that it was in her ass.
Well, we'll call him A, we'll call him B.
There's a weird thing where pirates seem to toe this line between sexualizing Elizabeth and at the same time is respecting her enough.
Yeah.
They ask her to take off her pants in this movie, and she does. But then like they also like give her character. She's not just something that ogle at, but they also ogle at her. It's this weird like cycle where I'm not entirely sure if I can call this series feminist or
So it's you.
what. Yeah,
all of the pirates act like you. You just ogle at women, but also
I love women, but also women are great.
See, but like this entire series is just you. You are a pirate.
Let's fucking go.
Time to become a Buccaneers fan.
I mean, I already like the Buccaneers. They have Baker Mayfield.
The Bakerneers.
The Buccaneers, let's go. I love them. And they have a fuck me.
No. Then when they're sailing through the North Pole, basically, at least I assume it's the North Pole, not the South Pole. I don't know why, but that's the assumption I made in my head.
Well, they're in Singapore, so they might be going into the South Pole.
Who knows? All I know is when the one guy is like looking at his foot that's all frostbitten and he breaks off his own toe, that's really funny. I thought it was really funny. Have you ever met somebody who had frostbite though?
I've met someone who had frostbite, but they
not had like talk to them in the moment. Watch them break off their own toe.
I live in a civilized area of the world. I know you didn't for a long, long time.
You don't. Okay, it gets cold there too, douchebag.
Yeah, and we get frostbite here, but we don't rip off our toes.
Well, you don't do it on purpose. Even the guy in the movie didn't do it on purpose. I know it was in the script, but you know what I mean.
And I'm saying that no, I've never talked to someone in the midst of frostbite.
I also love that Jack's the only one who can figure out how to get them home from the afterlife.
I mean, he reads the map that tells you.
Yeah, but it had been days, and it's implied that everybody else tried. So, which is really funny because Will could figure out how to get them there, but he couldn't figure out how to get them home. Part of me wonders if that had to be like you had to have lived in the afterlife to figure out how to get out of the afterlife.
Well, I also think it's most people are not thinking, let's sink the boat.
Fair.
Because that's what they do. They go back and forth and end up sinking the boat.
Capsize. It never sinks. Sinking would mean it went down. It didn't go down. It just stayed there.
Technically, it did go down. It went upside down and went down enough where it became upside up again.
No, that just means it went upside down. It never went down. It just went whoop. Dumbass.
And down became up. That's so it did.
No.
Yeah.
Just because down became up doesn't mean it ever went down.
Technically, down and up don't exist because we're in space and we're just a big rock.
They weren't on space. They were in space. They were on the planet.
Hey, geek. What's the planet in? What's the planet in, bud?
Earth? Well, okay.
Yeah, what's
sure.
Earth in space?
Up and down don't exist in space, but they do exist on Earth. Up's that way, down's that way. That's how it works.
That's just because gravity. That's where gravity pulls us. That's the only difference.
Correct. It still exists.
Yeah. So eventually, down became up. So.
Yeah, and if you dig far enough with enough, heat-proof shielding, which we don't have good enough, but if you could dig straight through, eventually down becomes up. That's how it works. Now the question
eventually
is,
you come back down to the Earth, and you just keep going back and forth until you get stuck in the middle, because that's how gravity works.
Technically, I don't think you'd ever get stuck in the middle. If you actually just had a pure, straight through tube, you would just keep, bouncing back and forth until you're probably ejected into space.
Fair point. Maybe that's how we should do light speed. Just keep building up.
No, I think that's how we should get rid of you, though. Eject you into space.
Dude, I'd strap on what's called
you would do what now?
Yeah, I'd strap on a GoPro and just do that. I'd be so down
footage for YouTube video. Let's go. No Graysons were harmed in the making of this video, probably.
No, but that sequence of them going back and forth to the ship, that's memorable. I remember that. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. It is a lot of fun. What else happens?
Dies, get hit by a cannon and that, but
it was so funny because I actually went, "Oh, he's fine," and then the cannon fell. I was like, "Oh, spoke too soon." little early on that one. My bad, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the deleted scene for?
Oh yeah, we finally get to talk about. Well, I don't know if that's actually what comes next in the thing.
No, not next, but
it doesn't matter
around the whole.
But Jack gets captured by Beckett at some point for some reason. I don't remember how the capturing happens. Because it's Jack and he's just always captured. So I don't fucking know, man. He probably just walked onto the wrong ship at port for some reason.
Was it after Will and Jack traded each other?
Well, Will made a deal with Beckett. I know the entire thing was Will's deal with Beckett.
They're on the beach where fucking Davy Jones is in a fucking bucket.
Oh no, that's later. That is that. No, that's later because then he goes on to the Flying Dutchman. So this is before all that.
Yeah, it's so confusing
because Jack makes a deal before then, before the Dutchman part. Yeah. There is a lot of deals. They're pirates. They're swindlers. They're swindling.
It's hard to keep track of, memory-wise, of going back and forth between when's where and how is how.
But it's because once they get back, Fang goes to bargain with Barbossa for the pearl, and that's when we realize Fang made a deal with Beckett. And then Beckett backed out of the deal because I thought you said I'd get the pearl. Yeah, but fuck you, you're a pirate. Which, how do you not see that one coming? The guy who's hunting down all the pirates, obviously wouldn't betray me. I'm a pirate. Come on.
Yeah.
Idiots. Fang, for some reason, believes Elizabeth has Calypso. There is Calypso in human form, which is interesting. But yeah.
I would too.
The deleted scene is Jack and Beckett talking about why Jack became a pirate, why he has the pirate brand. That's because Jack worked for the East India. It's not the East India Trading Company in this movie. It's just the East India Company. Sorry, I was speaking too literally. The East India Trading Company was real.
Yeah, they'd avoid it because I think East India Trading Company still exists.
There's no way.
I think it still does.
There's no way we let them live.
Sorry, it was installed in 1874.
Good.
No, it's called the East India Company.
Oh, then in this movie, it's called the East India Trading Company, then. I don't know. Not important. Because they definitely differentiated them.
Oh, it's East India Trading Company in this movie, yeah. Because
Okay.
it's the Pirate Caribbean wiki. Because every fucking movie has a wiki.
Everything has a wiki, Doug.
Everything?
Everything.
Does the Geek Slaves have a wiki?
Oh, probably not. Well, see, somebody would have to make it, and nobody likes me enough to do that. I do exist on IMDb, though. Well, at least the Scuffed Ass podcast does.
I wonder if we do now.
I don't know. If not, I guess technically you can put us on
Luther
there.
the Geek, a horror movie from 1989, so is on Wikipedia.
Sorry, back to what I was talking about, though. It's revealed that when Jack was working for the East India Trading Company, he was supposed to be hauling slaves for them, and it's not revealed quite that way. It's just, you were supposed to haul cargo for us. People aren't cargo, mate. And that would have been the best line in this fucking movie. That would be the title of this video. But it can't be, because it's not in the fucking movie.
I think YouTube might not have liked that either. Just because
I don't fucking care about YouTube.
Well, Andrew Tate does that. They allow him on the.
Well, they do allow him on the site, so it'd be fine. And we're literally saying they aren't cargo. That's good.
Yeah, but people in cargo and now YouTube's involved with it. They're like, okay, maybe let's not have those two words in the same thing.
That's not how YouTube works at all, man.
I don't know, man. YouTube is weird. I get flagged for the weirdest things, and it's like this doesn't I got flagged for using footage. And it was this random company in New Jersey. I'm like, you guys don't own this. I know who owns this, and I accept the flag if you own this footage, but you do not own this footage. So fuck off.
They're the ones who uploaded the YouTube. They're the ones who uploaded that footage as a YouTube video that you stole that footage from. Therefore, you're stealing the stuff they created. Come on now. Get it right.
Yeah.
Pirates.
We're pirates.
Sometimes. Don't tell Nintendo. And then Will betrays Jack and all of the pirates again by giving Beckett a trail to follow for some reason.
Yeah.
I do know why. Will, for once, figured out one of Jack's plans on time. It's just, unfortunately, Jack decided, fuck my initial plan, and then showed up to confront Will.
Yeah.
So weird. Jack just does things.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes he doesn't think about it. He just does and then makes up as he goes,
But it fits the plan. See, he's like Dutch. He's got a plan, Arthur. He just needs money.
We talked about this in the last episode. He does step 1 of the plan and ends up at step 10 of the plan. Just step 2 through 9 don't exist anymore. They just kind of happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Barbossa tricks all of the pirate lords into giving up their pieces of 8. All of them do, except for Jack. So
Yeah.
Barbossa gets 8 pieces of 8, but that's not all 9 of them.
Also, I want to clarify something. Jack wasn't dead.
Yes, he was.
No, because Calypso, sorry, spoiler, reveals that she could revive Barbossa because he was actually dead.
Because he was only dead. She explicitly says only because Jack is dead, but he is also locked in Davy Jones's locker. Those are two. It's like being dead, but also in hell. I can revive you if you're dead. I can't pull you out of hell. Is basically the overall scheme here. Because his soul was owed to a demon. Well, not a demon.
See, in my mind, it was like a Schrodinger's cat situation where he was dead and alive at the same time, and
I think he was just dead. Especially because they kept calling it the afterlife. He was just dead.
Hey, the cat could be dead at the same time. You don't know.
Stop. No, he was just dead. There was no could be alive. He was just dead.
Fair.
Which I guess technically means as soon as they all entered the locker, they were all also dead. But
well, they saw Elizabeth's dad, who was dead at that point. So, yes.
Yeah.
It's like Hercules in hell and Hercules.
But yeah, that was something. I don't know. Then they get to Shipwreck Island and the pirate lords are all doing the thing again.
Doing the pirate thing, yeah.
Teague Sparrow, keeper of the pirate codex. Oh, I swear he called him brother, but apparently he calls him father because that's Jack's father.
That's crazy.
And he confirms that only a pirate king can declare war. Then they all do a vote, and they're like, but a pirate would only ever vote for himself, and everybody votes for themselves, except for Jack, who votes for Elizabeth Swann. And then everybody starts throwing a hissy fit.
But I love how they just
No, you should have voted for me. No.
But I love how they accept it when it's like a 1 vote lead. It's like someone else could definitely
that's
just
majority
vote. Yeah, at that point in time. But if someone decided to be like, actually, I'm gonna vote with this other person, they could have done that, you know.
But they already all cast their vote. Jack was last.
Yeah,
he was smart. He let everyone else cast their vote.
Why does Elizabeth get a vote when she's not part of the?
Because she's a pirate lord.
Oh, that's right. She was a pirate lord at the point. But time. Fuck.
Yeah. Fang had.
Yeah.
Granted her pirate lordship, and she got her own vote, and she voted for herself as a true pirate would. See, Jack's not a pirate. He's a captain.
Jack doesn't want. Jack likes power, but doesn't want to be in power.
I was going to say, he doesn't want power. He just wants to live forever and do whatever the fuck he wants. That's it.
Yeah.
Which, the best way to do whatever you want is to be the captain of a ship. And immortal. He wants to be Davy Jones.
But he doesn't stab the heart.
Well, he wanted to. We'll get to that in a second, but
no, he never wants to stab the heart. He literally said, "I don't want to be captain of the Flying Dutchman," because he doesn't want to be stuck to that life of not going to port.
But then he later just changed his mind and said he did, because that was the entire plan, was that he would do it so Will didn't have to be stuck there, and he would do it. And then because Will was dying from a light stabbing to the shoulder, not the heart, not the lung, not anything useful, a light stabbing to the shoulder like a little bitch. He was dying from that. He wasn't even bleeding out. There was no blood.
Hey, so you have arteries right here that go down to your shoulders. And
it didn't go through, because those arteries go down through your arms and then down through your chest. He was stabbed here. None of them go here. There was nothing. He got stabbed through some skin and some muscle.
Okay, Geek, also, this is a world where there's a fish man who
Right.
is
So
required to
one
speak.
stab wound to the shoulder is even less realistic to die.
And Calypso no longer was bound by her human form, so she couldn't help. If he died, you know, she could have been like, boom, bitch, you back alive. But they're like, nah, this bitch gotta go
Well,
back to being.
Calypso still could have done that technically. She's still a god.
Yeah, but
She
it's a
just
lot harder to get in
wouldn't
the
because she doesn't let. It's really
Geek,
not.
as you know-
She was there.
Geek, as you know, it's a lot harder to talk to gods once they no longer have a human form.
She was there, though. She
yeah,
was
but
the
like
storm.
In spirit.
No,
Yeah, she's Galactus.
she literally talked as the storm
I know.
twice. But back to before Will gets stabbed a little bit. It's a light stabbing. He's a
You're
pussy.
a light stabbing. I'm gonna stab you.
Wouldn't
see how
be the
you take
first
it.
time. Boom, lore drop. Moving on. That face is incredible. But we are
No,
moving on.
I have a lot of questions now, but like I'll ask them later. I've been stabbed before too, but like I'm trying to figure out when, how, and who.
I'm not answering that. We're gonna move on. You ever been shot? Well, no. Okay.
No, I've never been shot. I've been hit by a car though.
I've been hit. You ever been hit by an ambulance?
Yeah, they're supposed to pick you up, not hit
Well,
you,
they knocked
so.
me down, man. I don't know. Welcome to
They're supposed
Wyoming.
to be- They have the entire state of not to hit anything, but they decide to hit you.
Yeah.
Hey, that ambulance driver just hated you.
They didn't even know me. What happens? Oh yeah. So Davy Jones, the entire movie is screwed because of Norrington in the previous movie giving the chest to
That's
Beckett.
just a heart.
That's true. How did he end up with the chest?
Because what do you need? Because the Dutchman had the chest. They just didn't
Right.
have the heart.
So when they took the Dutchman over, because it became a, hey, do our bidding or we kill you. And this entire series is telling us how much Davy Jones is afraid of dying.
Yeah.
So he's like, all right, I guess I do your bidding now because I don't want to die.
Mhm.
And I already broke my rules a long time ago. It pissed me off to find out it wasn't even like hundreds of years of servitude that caused him to like freak out and change his mind. It was just the first 10.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you're such a fucking loser.
Imagine being on a fucking boat for 10 years,
Cool.
not being able to.
You know what
go
I want to
for-
know? I want them to make another Pirates movie set in the future. But I do want the original trio. And I want to know if Will bitched out after 10 years, because I bet you he didn't.
I can tell you this. I think it's the 5th one, because it's like takes place like 20 years later.
Elizabeth comes back.
Elizabeth comes back, but also Will goes into shore, which I didn't remember that he had the Dutchman because I don't remember this fucking movie. And that's why he shows back on shore, because he has the 10 years of it, able to go back on shore for a day.
Oh, so he's in that movie also? I thought you said only...
For 5 seconds.
Huh.
Literally, the ending is Elizabeth, because she's Johnny Depp hangs out with their daughter or son, and he returns him back to Elizabeth, and Elizabeth runs up on this hill, and then he turns around and you see Orlando Bloom coming up on the island. So it's like his first time in like 10 years he can go up, or 20 years at the point, I think. So
Whatever. Okay. But see, he's not a bitch. Unlike Davy Jones.
well, yeah, he's keeping his whole thing alive, and plus his dad's now immortal because he's part of the servitude. So
Cool. But if Will just stops doing what he's tasked with, he just gets to keep living anyways. He just becomes a weird fish man.
yeah, I don't know about you, but I really do not want to be married to a weird fish man.
Well, luckily for Elizabeth, she'll die soon. So
She won't die soon in the comparison of like the entire thing. Yeah.
And even just soon, what was the life expectancy back then? Like 35? She's gone soon. She ain't got
they
much
live
time.
pretty decently, 50, 60.
Okay, so another like one visit from her husband. Nice.
I mean, Benjamin Franklin was like 90.
Okay, don't point out one singular person. The life expectancy now is like 70, but you can point at that 101-year-old dude.
No, but I'm saying it's not like they'd all just kind of die after like 60.
Yeah, so Elizabeth's gonna die at like 40. There you go. Dumbass.
I do think we could have had Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley using the Flying Dutchman. I don't see.
Well, she can't go aboard for some reason, which I don't understand.
She's been on board.
Right. And like I don't understand why can't they just both live on the Dutchman and be immortal? They just pirate. Well, they don't pirate. They just play the role of the Valkyrie, I guess. Because that's the whole point, is you're supposed to shuttle the people who died at sea to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So why can't Keira Knightley be a Valkyrie? I don't understand. A water Valkyrie. Why can't Keira Knightley be a fish Valkyrie, okay?
No, but I think they could definitely make it another movie. I don't know why they try to make that a thing where Keira Knightley can't go on the Dutchman. Because,
But that's what they said.
Yeah, I know that's what
I don't
said.
get it. But yeah, I do. I want another trilogy with the three amigos because I love them.
Yeah. Issue is they have
I think
a
that's
canonically, so.
I think that's my favorite. I think that's why I like this movie the most, is because the interactions between the three are the most fun. Because Elizabeth and Will have finally figured out who the fuck they are. Jack doesn't really change. He's just Jack Sparrow in all the movies. But Will and Elizabeth in the first one for sure, but even in the second one, are still trying to not be who they are the entire time. Like they don't want to be there. And then in this movie, they're finally all like fully formed people. And I just love the interactions between all of them. I think it's just the best version of the big three, which is why I love it. What?
I did the math in my head. I think Elizabeth and William are 19 in the first movie, and this takes place a year and a half later. So they're 21 at most.
Yeah.
As human beings. So.
That's like halfway through their lives, though, in this world. You got to figure it out faster than that. Jesus Christ. Well, I guess most people, that's the whole midlife crisis thing, I guess. Fair enough.
Fair. But also, like, thankfully, the historical film didn't do the weird thing and age people down and, like, what people want to do. And it's
no, they aged them up because Keira Knightley was 17 when they filmed the first one.
Oh, my God. Was she only, like, 14 when she did Phantom Menace?
Yes, so was Natalie Portman.
Doesn't mean they're the same age.
Actually, I don't know which one's older, but yes, they were both children.
Keira Knightley. She's 40 currently.
Which means...
She was 14 when Phantom Menace came out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she was 17, maybe 18.
So
no, she was 17
just,
during filming.
Yeah, during filming, she was 17.
And Orlando Bloom is 48.
So he was something. 25. There we go.
During filming.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't kiss until the next movie, I don't think, so.
Oh, right. I don't think she does with anybody in the first movie, actually.
No, because she's 17.
Don't act like that's ever stopped the weirdos in Hollywood before. I was pointing that out as like, I think they didn't do the weird thing. Nice.
Well, yeah. Well, Kirsten Dunst's first kiss ever was to Brad Pitt when she was 12. During Interview with the Vampire, I want to be completely fair with it. It was on set. It was like given permission. It wasn't like they were just doing that privately.
They were just doing that on a Tuesday night, you know.
That's their jobs to do that.
Yeah. I don't know. The final battle in the maelstrom though is, for whatever reason, the thing I remember most. I got very confused because I thought that happened with the Kraken in the second one. So I was like halfway through this movie and I'm like, wait,
Like, where's the whirlpool?
that scene I remember. Where did it go? The Kraken's dead. What happened? But like the maelstrom scene is, for some reason, like the thing I remember most from Pirates.
I
Big
didn't
whirlpool.
remember most
A
of it.
big
I think it was really
whirlpool.
fun. I think it was really funny they got married during a fight.
Well, they could have died. Will does,
After the
because
fight.
he's such a little bitch. Yeah, but they wouldn't have been married. Maybe he wouldn't have been such a little bitch about it, though. He'd have something to live for. It offends me, dude. There's no they could have at least made it kind of more realistic that was a death stab. I swear you can see that the blade is just under his armpit the whole time. I hate it.
It is under his armpit. It is.
Didn't do shit, man. He stabbed like right here and just dies. What a
Yeah,
loser.
but then he also twisted the thing. So, also my issue.
Yeah.
Fucking Jack Sparrow has the fucking heart in his hands, and then watches Davy Jones churn and then stab. Bro, just stab the heart. Just stab the heart immediately. Just do it.
Well, no, he didn't have it at that moment yet because he had to go get the heart. When he
No, he had
watched
the heart in
Will
his
get
hands,
stabbed, he didn't have it yet.
No,
Because Jack was still on the ground. Like, Will gets stabbed because that's all happening after everybody had been like knocked down.
Danielle had 0 in the counter,
And they just got the thing unlocked, and like Jack gets the heart and stuff after Will gets stabbed. And then he's standing there wanting to do the thing that gives him eternal life, but also knowing he just died, my friend. And Jack does, the thing that they call back to from the last movie or the beginning of this one, someday you'll be presented with the opportunity to do the right thing. And Jack says, I love that. I love waving at them as they go by. But, presented with the opportunity to do the right thing, which I don't know if it was the right thing. Is the right thing to let him die or to make him be stuck on the dead man ship? What's the right thing, Grayson? Did he have a DNR?
Off topic. I think DNRs are kind of the funniest thing ever because medical professionals are required to work on you until they're notified of a DNR. So sometimes they're supposed to start like bringing someone back to life. They'll bring them back to life, and they're like, and then literally, it's almost always comedic timing. They go, he's got a DNR.
It's like, I just restarted his heart. Unplug him.
It's always like that. Every story I've heard from the medical field is always, we got him back to life, and then they said he has a DNR, and I'm like,
and then the hospital got sued.
no, they can't get sued because they without knowledge. The lack of knowledge requires they need to be notified of a DNR before they can. That's why people wear bracelets nowadays.
Or get tattoos.
That actually, they can't follow tattoos.
Really? But you can follow a bracelet.
Yes, because bracelets are official medical procedures, and
How?
a tattoo can be used as a joke. People get plenty of joke tattoos, so they can't follow that because some people have gotten DNR tattoos and then they didn't mean it. So
why the fuck did you get that tattoo then?
Because people are like trying to be edgy, like DNR, yeah. Little medical fact for everyone. I do believe diabetes, though, they follow that, though. Because who gets a joke diabetes tattoo?
Who gets a joke DNR tattoo? If you're
Edgy
going to get
people.
the tattoo that says you don't want resuscitated, just be edgy enough to die. Okay? Fucking,
Okay.
it's not that hard.
A lot of people that aren't us aren't suicidal, so
Yeah, I get it. I don't like. I want to die, but I don't really want to die because the other side scares me. But if I decide to go get a DNR tattoo tomorrow, that means I'm cool with you. Just don't like. That's just how this works. I think we follow the tattoo and say if you didn't mean it, you're fucking stupid and deserve to die anyways. Congrats. Look at those puppies.
He got really comfortable. Like, I'll send you a picture, but like he's literally like I can just see his eyes below like all the pillows.
But yeah, because sorry, back to the thing. Will's dying. Jack runs over, wraps Will's hand around the knife, and stabs the heart.
Yeah,
Dave Jones
does that count,
dies.
though? That shouldn't really count though.
Why not?
He wasn't the one who did the stabbing motion. He just had his hand.
Well, because he was dying. You see. Oh, that's all you need is your fingerprints on the murder weapon and then your heart carved out of your chest by your father.
That's crazy, man.
Imagine being the parent who had to carve his kid's heart out so that they could live. How counterintuitive is that?
He wasn't the first parent to do so. He won't be the last.
Oof, Yikes, dude. Yikes, dude.
Hey, I mean, Casey Anthony's on the internet, so.
All right.
Allegedly.
No, she's on the internet.
Allegedly, she did the crimes that would require a heart being taken out of her.
She allegedly murdered her kid. She is on the internet.
Sadly.
I don't know, man.
No, I don't remember the maelstrom scene.
That's why
at all. I mean, it's a cool set piece. Don't know how the fuck they filmed this. Also, fun fact: this movie for a long, long time was the most expensive film of all time.
Really? That makes sense.
I think until Avengers Infinity War.
That's nuts. Makes sense though.
Well, because
this film looks sick. It had $300 million budget.
Yeah. I don't think Avatar beat that.
Damn, it didn't gross $1 billion like the second one did, though. That's kind of shocking.
The second one grossed $1 billion?
Yeah.
Well, also, this is one, in my opinion, isn't as good, so.
But you feel, I don't know, I always just feel like more people would go to the last one just because, even like not at theaters, maybe you watched the first two, so now you just want to go see the end, you know?
I guess.
Damn, $300 million is more than the budget for all 3 Lord of the Rings films combined.
As soon as I'm about to say it, god damn it. They scratched the underbelly of $1 billion. They had 40 million left.
Hey man, that's $1 billion. That's 1,041 million.
Oh my god, you can do numbers. I'm so proud of you.
Well, apparently you can't. They barely got to $1 billion. Man, $1 billion's $1 billion. I don't know. It is funny that they bring up the green flash when I just saw somebody post a video about that like yesterday.
It was meant to be.
Yeah. I've never seen one.
I don't know how it makes the color green.
What do you mean?
Why does the sun, who is a great ball of orange in an atmosphere that's green, make not green, an atmosphere that makes blue, make a green flash when the sun sets?
I don't know, man. The sun doesn't make any sense at all because I think what color is the sun?
Orange.
I don't think it actually is.
I mean, it's like I don't know.
Apparently, it's just white.
Science, dude. No, it wouldn't be a white star. It would be a white star then.
I don't know.
White stars are huge and massive and eat people.
No, the sun's color is white. Because it emits light across every part of the visible spectrum, so it's white.
No, the light from the sun is white, not the fucking. Every fucking picture I've seen.
But it is white. When viewed from space or when the sun is high in the sky, the solar radiance per wavelength peaks in the green portion of the spectrum. So the sun is green.
The sun is orange though when we
No,
take
that's how
pictures
we
from
observe it
space.
after the light bounces through our atmosphere, which
In
changes it.
space, when we take pictures from space, it's fucking orange.
No, the images that we take from space aren't technically images. Like JWST doesn't actually take pictures, not in the way we think of pictures. So like when we see the pretty colors of space, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because
They're adjusting what the wavelengths are so we see them. So they don't actually look like that. So the pictures you're seeing are just adjusted to look orange, but they're not. It's green. The sun's green.
Look at real sun pictures.
Bro thinks he's...
That thing is orange. That's fucking orange.
Yes, and then go into Photoshop and just change the color to green, and then you're seeing what it actually looks like. But yeah, when the sun is very low in the sky, atmospheric scattering... Yeah, see, green.
That sounds fucking green. What the fuck?
Atmospheric scattering renders the sun yellow, red, orange, or magenta, and in rare occasions, even green or blue. So you can, with the naked eye, see the sun as green or blue sometimes. That would be
you
a
shouldn't
green
look at
flash.
the sun. Your eyes will go blind because you burn your
You
corneas.
should look at the sun for a while.
I've done it before. It's quite fun.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Do you know why it's fun? Because then you see pretty shapes when you don't look at the sun.
No, then you just don't see anything.
Eventually, don't do it too often, man.
It's so weird that that's how that works. But the sun emits strongest in the green part of the spectrum, which is
that's
weird.
what they're saying. That's weird. I don't like that.
So apparently, a lot of astronauts have seen the sun as green.
I don't like it here anymore.
I don't either. That'd be way cooler if it was just a big green dot up in the sky.
Well, if the sky just randomly turned green, I'd be very scared.
It
typically means tornado.
No, that's when the clouds turn green.
Yeah. The sky, where the clouds are.
The sky's blue.
You know what, geek? No, the sky is purple. Fuck you.
Sometimes. During sunset.
Alright, shut the fuck up, bro. Just shut the fuck up.
During sunset, it can be pink and blue and purple. That's why the Rockies' new City Connects look the way they do. They're based off the Colorado sunset.
That's why no one likes you.
What do you mean?
Because you're a Rockies fan. Next other shit.
What?
Worst
Because I'm
team in
loyal?
baseball ever.
I get it.
Hey, I'm
you
loyal
would
too.
know nothing about. You literally changed your favorite basketball team in the last year. Fuck off and die.
That's because there's a diddler on the team I used to like. Allegedly.
You could just choose to say you're not a fan currently and then just not be a fan. But instead, you just totally changed allegiances because you a little bitch.
I'm sorry. I'm still a White Sox fan after
Bro's
the
not
worst season
loyal.
in Major League Baseball history.
Bro's not loyal. These
You know
hoes
who's
ain't
not
loyal.
Do you know who's not loyal?
These hoes. Sorry. What
Jack Sparrow ain't loyal.
do you mean? He literally gave up immortality for the kid who had betrayed him like 4
That's
times.
not loyalty. That's not loyalty.
Okay.
That's doing the right thing.
No. It's
He saw a
not.
PBS commercial and said, do the right thing. He's like, all right,
But
cool.
that's not doing the right thing.
Yeah? Saving someone?
Cursing them to never see their wife again?
That's not that. I mean, at least he's alive. At least she gets to see him every 10 years.
I don't know if that's better. How about they just both die? We've established the afterlife is real, which that fucks me up. Okay, you know what fucks me up? Is Davy Jones being so afraid of death when he knows the afterlife is real. It's like for humans currently, it's a question of what does or doesn't exist afterwards. So it makes sense to be afraid. In this movie, it is very clear it does exist, and most of these people have been there. Just die. This sounds great.
The governor even says that he's scared.
Yeah, makes no sense.
He's already dead and he's scared. So the fear of death is just inevitable in this.
I don't know,
era.
man. But it's not.
Because where are they sailing to?
The afterlife. They're not there yet. Because Davy Jones hasn't gone to guide them.
Fair. He's not doing his job, bro. That's
I know.
all.
That's what we've
But
learned.
Davy Jones is such a good villain, dude. He's so well acted.
Yeah.
Acting through CGI like that and like still coming out with a great performance is really impressive.
Yeah.
And then they ruin it by making 2 more movies.
Oh, I was like, what do you mean? He wasn't even in the first one. I got it. You meant after this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I haven't seen those. Don't know if I ever will. Won't, even if they make another one and bring back the original group, because the original group's not in those, so don't care.
Literally, the next movie is him trying to find the Fountain of Youth.
That makes sense. They did set that up.
That's where they lead off. Yeah. But honestly, they could have just ended it there.
Gonna make a
For
guess.
money.
He doesn't find it.
No, it does exist.
Oh. He doesn't
There's
use
mermaids.
it. Mermaids. That's pretty cool. I could go for
I don't remember.
You know what? There is a distinct lack of mermaids in the first 3 movies.
Because they kind of cover a new thing each movie.
Bring me some mermaids, though.
Okay.
Where's Ariel? Why is Ariel not in this movie?
I don't remember if he uses the Fountain of Youth in that movie. I can't remember.
I don't know. Never seen it.
And I don't remember the thing is in the 5th movie, so. But I do remember in the 4th movie they do find the Fountain of Youth. I do feel like it's really weird that the last 2 movies connect to each other like pretty seamlessly, but the first one kind of feel like this little outlier that they just built off of. Like it's completely disconnected, like almost entirely. The only thing I have is,
yeah, because in the second movie we don't see Jack go over the edge because he does say, "Bring me that horizon," so like that would make sense.
I don't know if he was like that band though.
That's enough. End this episode. I don't care anymore. That was it. I can't do it anymore. There was other things we were looking at, but I don't care anymore. Just quit.
Wow. Wow. I personally like the first 2 movies better though.
Why?
They're shorter, and I don't really feel the length in them.
I did.
In this movie, I feel the length. It's not. It's kind of taxing. Yeah, shut up.
Bro's feeling the length.
Yeah, so are you. I think I just had a lot less fun. I think it. Compared to the other 2, it's not a bad movie by any means.
It is maybe more fun, but there's a lot more plot. They gave me some plot.
Oh my god. Geek is always the guy about plot and less about fun. Okay, I see it.
Well, because why the fuck am I watching the movie if there's no plot?
For fun.
What about the plot?
When all of a sudden the plot takes over the movie, when there's no like actual chemistry and flow.
There was chemistry and
plot.
flow.
Was just
There was chemistry and flow, and there was plot, and there was fun.
Too much plot. Too much plot.
No, you're just tiny brain.
This movie also has a meme in it too. I forgot about it. There's a slow motion of him walking down the stairs. Often uses a meme.
You think I could put dying in the YouTube title?
Yeah, I think dying's fine.
Okay, Because the Barbosa quote, "Dying is the day worth living for," goes pretty hard.
Yeah, you gotta remember with the whole title though, because last time you just did you did like Pirates of the Caribbean and not Curse of the Black Pearl when
Yeah,
the 3 separate movies.
doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, because it's just like the correct way to do Star Wars. A New Hope isn't the New Hope. It's Star Wars. And then it's Empire Strikes Back.
You must be fun to have at parties.
I am. You wouldn't know. You've never been invited to one.
I definitely have.
Did you just say, I bet I have?
I definitely have.
Oh. All right, just do the outro.
I was gonna, okay.
Wait, what are you doing? Wait, what are you doing? Wait.
I was checking the other 2 movies' budget and
we
box
did
office.
We did
the other 2, the next 2.
Oh, why do we care about the next 2?
One, to compare it to this one, because why would those? The next movie made $1 billion.
Really?
Yeah.
How did 4 make more than this would?
I don't know, and it costs less. So and they made a 5th one because
that also tracks because they didn't have to make Davy Jones in the next 2.
True. And then the last one that came out in 2017. God, it's almost been 10 years. Oh, it got bad scores. Holy shit. It didn't make $1 billion, but it's 3 times its budget.
So the same as this movie,
basically.
So apparently, no matter what, people watch the Pirates.
Yeah, it just depends how good the movie is. Depends when they're gonna make another one. And I guess the last one was really bad. So,
but it made 3 times its budget.
Making money don't mean it's a good movie. Minecraft made money. It's not a good movie.
That's never mattered to the studios. There will be a Minecraft 2 because it made money.
Oh,
so why wouldn't they make a 6th one? Well, actually, I know. No. All the stuff with Johnny Depp happened. So
that's
they
in
stopped.
2020.
Right. They probably did plan a little break. They didn't plan a decade, but then they had to stop because of all the stuff. And then all the stuff is done. So now they're probably doing another one. I thought I read somewhere that they are doing a 6th one.
I think I did too.
I'm just upset because I don't think it's going to be all 3 of them. And that's lame.
They canceled the Margot Robbie one. I know that for sure.
That's lame.
So they're gonna reboot it with Margot Robbie, and then they just cancel it.
Make it more in the universe. Just call it Pirates of the Caribbean, whichever way you want to say it for reading titles, and then just make it like
Margot
a
Robbie's
new
version.
world. No, just just make it. Just keep them going. They don't have. Nowhere in the title does it say Jack Sparrow and the Pirates of the Caribbean.
I know.
So just make the other ones and then make another one with Jack. Who fucking cares?
Okay, I agree.
Just make a bunch. Give me more pirates.
Yeah, Pirates is good.
Give me Pirate Harley Quinn. No.
No, I'm good. I'll pass.
What the hell? You a bitch.
You know what, Geek? Next week we're talking about a movie. I don't remember what movie. Woo! But remember to like, subscribe, do whatever on podcast form you prefer. Next week we will cover a movie. I promise you. Don't remember what movie we're covering. Let us know what you guys thought about the Pirates of the Caribbean series, the first trilogy at least, and exactly what about this movie, if you liked it or not. But until next week when we cover a movie, bye-bye.
How do you not